We are live. And Campello's up and riding in Heat 27, 2022, SOMWR, PWA, Cabo Verde World Cup. That's Ricardo Campello, V111. This is Victor Fernandez, E42. Shredding that wave, but getting a little bit discombobulated at the end. Victor put in his good work in that advancing effort out of his last heat, mostly in the first part of that heat. 2 waves count. Here is Sugi. His campaign is now officially on the line. Yellow sail's not in our heat. Keep it on Sugi there as the battle for position and wave selection is on. This is a pivotal heat for all competitors involved because you're going into the back half of the top 8. So the last heat with Takuma Sugi and Angulo and Juban did count. And Takara Ishii and Juban advanced. So that did actually end Angulo's campaign, sadly enough. Sugi floats into a Taka attempt, just not enough white water to make it for him. Bringing you the action here at the 2022 SOMWR PWA Cabo Verde World Cup. We're at Trasleo, a.k.a. Secret, a.k.a. Little Hukipa, in the middle of the island. A windswell-related spot that does pick up trace levels of groundswell, meaning that when groundswells are in the final stages of decaying, you come here because it is still hitting. It is not too big. This place maxes out very easily, but it's fun when it's about this size. You have a really good playing field here. And to the right of your screen, that's in the middle here now, that's Victor Fernandez, 3-time world champion, kicking out of this wave, looking behind him and seeing V111, Ricardo Campello, on his Nash sail, tack and get out. Tactical battle between the 3 of these. 24-minute heat. Sugi lowers his sail to look at what he has to work with here. Looking down the line, plotting his course, and skipping this one as well. You know, minor scores aside, people are waiting to do the real deal. Find a good wave, get a bunch of turns on it, get the judge's favor, and roll. Ricardo, Ricky C has something here. Bottom turns his Nash board slash board. Nice high line into the bottom bowl here, but he kicks out because it was only half an inch deep and it didn't have the angle. Certainly a situation where there's a lot of one move waves, but I'll illustrate in the scoring kind of what I've heard from some of the judges. And Swifty was given for a one-move, very high goiter. Probably like one of the best ones I've ever seen done here. Swifty just lofted one a couple heats ago. 6.5. You can get great scores for great moves if you plant them. Speaking with head judge Duncan Coombs, We're in heat number 27 here. That's going to go into heat 28, which will basically separate the top 8 into the top 2 sailors going into the top 4. In other words, you'll have your top 6, so to speak. He's going to stop right there and have a look at the conditions. He's going to take a really long, hard look at it. And if this does not satisfy the requirements of the judging panel in terms of the body of work which has gotten us to this point, he's mostly going to halt competition and call it good. What we're doing more than anything is we're separating the playing field into placings. You're able to place people between 33rd place and 17th place, and then your top 16, 13th, 9th, and so on. Sugi looking really ready to get in the action. Hopefully this wave cooperates. His Gastra Taboo combination sets the tone for what he's able to do. Big rotation from Sugi, and he's got more to do. This is a big difference maker for him. I'm super excited to see that he pulled that off because he needed something to get in the mix. And he's done just that. Standing tall to the world's best, he does. Here comes Victor Fernandez on one of the better setups of his heat. Victor holding up high and tight, keeping his board alive, keeping his eyes down the line. The prize is right in front of him. The prize is victory, and the victory will mean advancement into the next round and another chance at getting into the top 4. Victor Fernandez skies a huge attempt. And that was more of a laid down kind of goiter. I didn't quite make it though. But what you are seeing are some of these more successful attempts are slower rotations, almost like under-rotating them a little bit. Good way to approach it. V111. 111. Tax out. Huge heat for Ricky. They've all been huge. He made it, and he's made it far here. He was lamenting that we didn't think, we might be competing, but he was here bright and early, ready to go. He knows he's got an advantage in these conditions because of his freestyle background. And that's exactly what you're seeing is his knowledge and mastery of rotational moves is paying off. And it's also paying off for Sugi. While we don't have replay, man, I tell you, him making that's going to matter. And the other person that was supposed to be in this heat is Morgan Noireaux. He's injured. He hurt his ankle yesterday, unfortunately for him. Here comes Ricardo. Spins it around a little bit too much, not enough wave to land on. Fernandez with the front row seat for that realizes his attempt is going to possibly be a little under wave as well. Not enough wave to try that one. And I'm looking at that wave at, hitting the reef as he was absolutely right. That thing just ran flat and didn't really give him a full opportunity. Here comes Sugi. Sugi staying sheeted in, but also most importantly, keeping his board high up. All good. You give it a look, you get out if you don't like it. A lot of these decisions can't be made until you're actually on the wave. It's really hard to tell here because it's wind swell. You've got to give everything a chance to do it. Here comes Fernandez. Really buries his bottom turn and therefore gets his cut back a little bit extra buried too. It was like one of those contest situations where he tried a little too hard with not enough substance to back it up. Campello connecting the dots. Campello getting busy. V111 riding for Nash. Rhymes with slash. Ricardo's crushing it in his Nash gear. Perfectly displaying the high performance potential of this kit setup. Robbie really found himself a gem in Ricardo. Ricardo's been around the block a few times, sponsor-wise. But this one looks to stick. I'm really happy that he's got a sponsor that believes in him the way Nash does and allows him to, you know, compete freely. But Ricky's putting good pressure on himself as Victor Fernandez rotates a perfect air taka. And Victor now looks like he's in a situation that is all the marbles for this. He's definitely put his name in the hat for this heat as well. That little late thing didn't matter. He rotated a clean air taka there, and he is totally in this heat. Sugi's probably be the one playing catch up. We shall see. On occasion, you'll get some jumping here, but today's not one of those days. Sugi scanning the lineup. He's on a good one. Upends his goiter, and he's going to make that. And my friends, that's going to make a really big difference in the standings here. He just bolt upright goiter from Sugi. I'm going to give that a little. That was awesome. Sugi was down by the rocks by himself. I wouldn't say meditating, contemplating. And probably what he's contemplating is the following, is that this is a top 8 heat. And that he can get into the mix of the world title equation if he makes it out of this clash. Again, it's a 3-man heat due to the absence of Noireaux, who had to bow out due to injury. Here comes Fernandez, unwinds it, forward, off the lip, doesn't make it. Campello for sure knows that his heat isn't done. Green flag's still up. We're still rolling. I'll go run to the notice board after the heat, and we'll give you the result the second it's posted. Old-fashioned way. Right now, it's pretty close between all 3 of these. I mean, it's really close. Sugi really got it done on that last goiter. And he's got 2 to his credit in this heat. Here goes Sugi on another one. Sugi's gnarly. Beautiful turn from Sugi. Second hit, aerial. A little back to sail. Just to head back out. He's looking at the rocks for crying out loud. Just get out of there. Campello on a nice looking wave here. Campello spells danger in many ways, and danger is his business, and here comes V111. Keeping his speed alive, here he comes. Is there a lower bowl for him? Kind of looks like it. A little bit of an anticlimactic aerial, he's out. I mean, the bottom line is this place is getting ripped to pieces by the world's best sailors. And it's definitely, you know, skate park, you know, street skating kind of thing now. The vert ramp and the ramp was back at Punta Preta. Now we're on the street course. In the scheme of things, Sugi has a window to advance out of this. It's definitely there. And I think he just needs to keep plugging away here. He's had a good heat. Didn't start hot, but he's been gaining momentum, and that's the name of the game here. Sugi, fade line. Does a little bit of an upwind check turn to make sure he has this, which is his full power sail. kicks out. No lower bowl for him. It's a wide lineup. There's a lot of places you can be, but I think they're only scoring that lower bowl. They're scoring what's in your screen, basically. There's stuff going on to the right of your screen upwind, but they're not scoring it. It's out of the competition area. There's some freestyling going on if you guys wanted to come and go out. Green flag still flying. There can't be too much time left in this heat, though. And on a wave is Fernandez. And he's the only one on a wave. And I think he's got kind of a super lower bowl one that he's going to either be tempted to chase downwind, which he is. Fernandez knows he still needs to stay busy, and he certainly does. That's a nice cutback from Victor. And he'll back that up with a lip hit with full execution. And behind him, Campello's on a wave. Campello, V111 on his Nash gear. And watch what the Nash gear does. That sail really projected him into that lip, and that nice narrow swallowtail board that he's riding does that. Beautiful cutback from Ricardo. And here comes Sugi. Last wave of this exchange. Kind of a check turn, top turn. He's at the lower part of the lower bowl where the wind isn't as side shore anymore. It goes side on down here. But he gets an aerial and he skies it, and it's a make. Sugi's staying busy. He really, really is. Dare I say that he's gaining a little momentum. Campello setting up shop. High line kind of midway from the top. It looks like it's got a little bit of a lower bowl, but he's done chasing lower bowls, and I think he knows that there's a certain standard in his scorecard right now that's not going to dictate needing to chase a wave like that. So he's out. Big wave broke with no one on it, but Ricardo's on one behind it. And this is going to be a keeper shot here, but he doesn't like where it is breaking in terms of where he is. He's too low. Didn't have enough run up to it. It would have just sent him out of the arena down too far. So Sugi, you can see him, is further upwind, and that's going to give him a chance here to get a wave, and it'll have a little distance on it. Sugi's in really good shape here. No two ways about it. I would go as far as to say that this might be between Victor and Ricardo. But I'm not sure. And I've been wrong about these things before, and I don't see scores in front of me, so maybe I just get carried away. But I think Sugi's had a very strong heat. And I think Ricardo and Victor are, you know, definitely capable of putting in a winning score here. Here comes Victor, lower bowl, guns for the lip, gets it all the way around, nice wraparound cutback, keeps going down line. Another turn, and that's going to be all she wrote for that. Victor's out of there. That was a good wave, but not a great wave. Ricardo tacks out. His standard is set. He's not going to go for the in-betweens. He's going for good ones or nothing at all. Ricardo Campello, bottom turn. This one's going to have some energy to it. Here comes RC, V111. Full-blown ghost maker there. Oh, man, the sail ripped out of his hands. And behind him, Sugi. Bolts down the line. Big lip hit. That's that lip with power. You know, Campello in a position to really put the stomp down. That's got to be not much time left in this heat. If people are starting to swing for the fences all of a sudden, that tells you there's not much more time. Not much more time, and there's green flag still flying. Definitely a lot to play for here. Victor Fernandez has a wave. This is tight. This is definitely a tight heat. Sugi's made his case. Two sailors are making it out of this. We know that much. Here comes Victor Fernandez. A lot of speed on his credit. Forward off the lip. This time he sticks it. And that was when he needed it. Right when he needed it. Victor Fernandez with a perfectly executed forward off the lip. And you saw how much speed he has when he sheeted in. Very, very clutch riding from Victor Fernandez. That's going to get a little applause too. I have nothing but respect for Victor. We have sailed possibly the best days of our life out here 3 years ago at Alibaba. We were out on this day that we'll never stop talking about. We'll never forget it as long as we live. And I've showed a lot of good sessions with Victor on Maui too. And for the love of windsurfing, my friends, Victor loves to sail. It's written all over his style. All three of these guys. You don't get to this level without loving it, that's for sure. Sugi giving it a look. Heat ending stanza here. This got to be late in the heat. Sugi projects off the lip. Looking at another hit here. Bonus time. Now, Campello next. Perfect timing. Campello fades. Bottom turns. This is doing a little body English, a little home cooking to the wave to make sure that he's in the right spot, kind of a check turn. But he got two wraparounds, so he's already got some turns on this wave. And he gets kind of an elongated inside rail aerial that connects him to the end section, which he absolutely detonates with his precise and powerful style on the Nash gear. That was also a pretty nice wave from Ricardo. Victor Fernandez, after having pulled the one move forward off the lip, which is guaranteed going to be over a 5-point ride, maybe something in the very good range, also gets a vertical shot at that, but it's a one-move wave, so it's really hard to tell that he's going to get a big score for that particular wave. But Victor's on the board in the biggest way with that forward off the lip. And the flag's down. And he couldn't have timed that any better. And we will see if it was enough for Campello. The red flag's up, the heat's over. I will be right back with our result. I don't know if this counts for Campello, but let's say it does. I think it's after the horn. Let's see. What does he have? Wouldn't have mattered. We'll be right back.